So we were on chapter 1. We covered up to verse 19. Chapter 1, verse 19. So, 3 minutes recap. What is the theme of chapter 1? The subject matter of the chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita is the problem statement. Any solution can be applied. What is the success of Uber? They identified a unique problem that needs to be solved. When you look at the product development companies, some products are successful, some products are failure. And if you really examine some of the failed products, if you really look at the spec of the product, how the product is performing with respect to the spec, it will be amazing. But the important thing is that addressing a problem for the users? Uber, the problem of Uber was a genuine problem. So discovering a problem exactly as it is very important for defining a solution. So we all know that Gita is a solution, but we need to understand what exactly is the problem it is addressing. So that's why the chapter 1 of the Gita is going to give you that problem statement. So we saw that the mind we have is typically blind towards what is happening inside my mind. I don't know what type of emotions, thoughts comes to my mind. Under the influence of that emotion, what exactly I do? What exactly I feel? How do I respond to the situation in front of me? How do I relate with the people around me? And how I use my resource to gain that happiness we all are seeking for. I don't know. I know that randomly I operate in the world. I shout at one person, I show some love at another person. I try to study this. I go here, there. I think that I need to go there and watch that movie or get that shirt or go to that country. And I expect I will be happy and contented. And we saw that. Statistically, we proved that in spite of all our material success, we could not feel that security and happiness. So we wanted to examine, we wanted to deep dive into our mind and see what is happening in that mind, really speaking. So for that to happen, Dhritarashtra represents our blind mind. So Dhritarashtra employed a faithful, impartial, honest reporter, Sanjaya, to report what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Sanjaya looked at the Kurukshetra battlefield and he said he saw an array of two armies. One side it is Pandavas and the other side it is Kauravas. They were about to fight. At that time, the leader of the Kaurava forces, which is the negative tendencies and thoughts in my mind, Duryodhana, he went and asked Drona, the propitiator or the teacher of both armies. He enumerated all the positive forces. He enumerated all the negative forces. From a story perspective, he enumerated all the Pandava forces and all the Kaurava forces. And then he said, my strategy is to protect Bhishma and just go behind Bhishma. Bhishma symbolically represents our own pseudo self or my individuality. If my individuality stays with the negative thoughts, naturally, in spite of my self-control, I cannot do anything. So at that time, Bhishma blew his conch. All the Kauravas started blowing his conch. We said conch is the automatic thoughts comes to your mind. At that time, we also saw, like a movie, Krishna and Arjuna was introduced. How they were introduced? A horse, five white horses and a beautiful chariot. In that chariot, Krishna and Arjuna were introduced. And we saw the symbolism of that chariot last week. What exactly is the chariot? What exactly is the horses? And when the horses are controlled by the charioteer, where it goes, and if you don't have control over the horses, where it goes. So we saw all that. And then we saw all the Pandava forces, Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, Yudhishthira, Draupadi, all those people started blowing their conches. So having said that, right, so all these thoughts comes to our mind, and these powerful automatic thoughts or powerful positive forces in my mind, like calmness, self-control, all that is good enough to conquer all the negativity in my mind, guaranteed. So where exactly is the scene now is, both the armies blew their conches. They were about to fight. That is the scene. Now we are going to see the next 7 verses today.
अथव्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः हृषीकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः.
So from today onwards, I'm going to go a little bit more detail. I'm going to take each word and going to explain, because that is one feedback I got. Some of the serious students from the watching the video, they called me up and they said, like, break the word a little bit more, which is good suggestion. We'll do that. Okay, so let's see. So they said, Atha vyavastitan drishtva Thartarashtran kapithvajaha pravurte shastra sampade thanirudyamya pandavaha. So this is the first verse. Atha vyavastitan drishtva Thartarashtran kapithvajaha pravurte shastra sampade thanirudyamya pandavaha. If you could just bring that printout, that would be great. Just the printout means the material I distributed earlier. So that way you can connect that. So let's understand the meaning. Atha. Atha is a typical word, Sanskrit word used in almost every literature we have. Atha literally means then, now. In English conversation you always use now, right? What does that mean? You wanted to emphasize something. What is that you are emphasizing here? A change in scene. So far what we saw, 2 armies assembled, they were ready to fight. Now it goes to the next phase. So that is indicated by this word atha. So this itself is a separate study. I'll go on a high level basis. The usage of words by Vyasa is unbelievable. You won't believe how accurately he used the word. So now he used atha. Now the word vyavastitan. Vyavastitan means, vyavastha in your colloquial language means what? In Tamil or Malayalam or Hindi, vyavastha means what? Situation. Arrangements, or right? Vyavastha. I made vyavastha for that. So vyavastha means arrangement. Arrangement, or here it means assembly of the armies. So both the armies are assembled. And then what? Drishtva. Drishtva means what? Seen. So atha vyavastitan drishtva means what? Now, after seeing the array of the army. Army of whom? Dhartarashtran. Dhartarashtran means what? Dhritarashtra's sons. So having seen the army arranged by the Dhritarashtra's son, atha vyavastitan drishtvan, who saw this? Because here every action has an object, subject and an object. See, somebody saw Dhritarashtra's army. Who saw Dhritarashtra's army? Kapithvaja. Kapithvaja means, Kapi means what? Monkey. Dhwaja means ensign, flag. So who is Kapithvaja? Arjuna. Why Arjuna is called Kapitwaja, please?
Hanuman is
Okay, I'll explain the Puranic meaning and I will explain the real meaning also. So, Kapitwaja means one whose ensign or the emblem is a monkey. So, one way of looking at that is Arjuna's ensign or the emblem is Hanumanji. What is Hanumanji represents? Determination, focus and strength. On the other hand, what is a typical monkey represents? Jumping, fickling. So Arjuna's mind is like, it's a fickling mind. You'll see in a few verses you'll see. Okay, so now the story is, as per Mahabharata, Hanumanji is the brother of Bhima. So there was an encounter between Bhima and Hanuman. The Kalyana Soganthiyam encounter. At that time, Bhima requests Hanumanji, can you come and fight for Dharma? He said, I don't want to fight that silly battle because after seeing the Rama Ravana war, there is no war equivalent to that. So I won't fight, but I'll sit in the chariot of Arjuna so that I can listen to what Krishna tells. So somebody tells that he wants to listen to the Gita verses. That's all. And now, just out of, this is academic, but just for your curiosity, whoever listened to Gita, they put a commentary. So Hanuman, after listening to Gita, he also put a commentary. It's available. You can Google it. It's called Pishacha Bhashyam. Pishacha means, don't look at the Pishacha traditional word. Pishacha means the Bhashyam or the commentary written by one who has not a body. Hanuman's body was not there. So that's all. So Pishacha Bhashyam is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita written by Hanuman. And just out of fun, this is not going to be interesting for our spiritual study, but as per the story, Hanuman sat on this chariot and after seeing this war, he felt asleep.
It's a boring.
Yeah, it's a boring, silly water. It's a childish play, he said. So once Bhishma was fighting, he opened his eyes a little bit. He listened to the whole Gita. Then Bhishma, he watched the war. Drona, little bit. Karna, little bit. That's it. So it's a fun story. Okay. So we saw Atha Vyavastitan Drishtva. Somebody seen the array of the Kaurava armies. Who saw? Kapitwaja. Then Pravurte Shastra Sambade Thanirudyamya Pandavaha. Pravurte means what? Ready. He's ready for action. Who is ready for action here? Kapitwaja. Kapitwaja means Arjuna. Shastra Sambade. Shastra means weapons. Sambade means collision. Collision of weapons means war. This is how the words are derived in Sanskrit. So this is what somebody wanted to tell me, right? How the words are formed to form a compound meaning. So Shastra Sambade means war. So war. Pravurte Shastra Sambade. Thanur means what? Thanu. Bow. Udyamya. A batsman, when he goes to the crease, he lifts his bats. So Arjuna lifted his bow. That indicates he is ready to fight. He is determined. Pandava, son of Pandu. So let's see. Atha Vyavastitan Drishta. Now, Vyavastitan means seeing the array of army. Thartarashtran. Thartarashtra means Kaurava's army. Kapitwajan, Arjuna. Pravurte Shastra Sambade. He got ready for the war and he lift his bows. So that is the literal meaning. I'm going to give the other meaning in a second. Let's see the other words. Then he said, Rishi Kesham Tada Vakyam. So that is, then he said the words, right? He said, Rishi Kesham Tada Vakyam Idamaha Mahipade. Then Arjuna Vaja. Senayor Upayor Mathye Ratham Stapaya Mechuta. So, Rishikesham. Who is Rishikesha? We saw the meaning the other day. Rishikana Ishaha. The Lord of the sense organs. The consciousness. Which is indicated by Krishna's name. So Rishikesham Tada Vakyam. Tada means what? Then. That is a new common word. Yada tada. Then, so having lifted this bow, he spoke to Krishna. Rishikesham tada vakyam, words. Idam, this. He spoke this words to Rishikesha. Idamaha mahipate. So Sanjaya is telling. See, now the scene shifted to Hastinapura. Look at the dramatization. So the war was about to start. The scene shifted to Hastinapura. Sanjaya is speaking to Dhritarashtra. Said, O Mahipate, O king, after speaking these words, after lifting his bows, Arjuna spoke the following words to Krishna. So, Rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha Mahipate. O king, Arjuna spoke the following words to Krishna. So then Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha means Arjuna said. Uvacha means said. What is he said? Senayor upayor matye ratham stapaya mechuta. Sena means army. Upaya means what? Both.
Standing.
Upaya Jivi is the one who can live in water and earth. So Senayor upayor matye. Both the armies. Please put my chariot in the middle of both armies. Right? Senayor upayor matye ratham. Ratham means chariot. Stapaya. Place, mine. Please put my chariot in the middle of both the armies. Achyuta, another name used for Krishna. We are going to see what exactly is the meaning. Already we saw two names. Okay. Then he said, right? Senayor upayor matye ratham stapaya mechyuta. And then he said the next verses. He says, Yavatetan niricheham yothu kaman avastitan kairmaya sahayothavyam asmin rana samudyame. Yavat means what? Why my chariot needs to be placed in the middle of both the armies? He explains why. Yavat means so that. He's just giving the reason also. So that etan, these, nirichaha. Niricha means I can see. So that I can see. Aham. Niricheham means I. Niricheham means I can see. So that I can see. Is it clear? The word by word is clear right now. Okay. I can see. Yothu kaman avastita. Who is on the other side? There is a special qualification is given for the people staying outside. Who is Yothu Kaman Avastita? Avastita means standing there. Who is standing on the other side with a desire to fight with us? Yothu Kaman means desire. Avastita. Who is on the other army? Who is desirous to fight with us? Fight with us means fight against dharma. Who is there to desire us to fight? Then Kairmaya. Kair means with whom. Maya means by me, so that I know with whom I need to fight. That is Saha with. Yothavya means battle. Asmin means in this. Rana samudyame, so that I know whom I should be fighting with. Okay? Clear, right? So once again, after seeing all the armies, Arjuna told Krishna the following words. He said, O Krishna, please place my chariot in the middle of both armies so that I can see who is on the other side I need to fight with. And then he tells, Yotsu manan avecheham yaye tetra samagataha tharta rashtrasya durbuddhe yuddhe priya chikirsavaha. That is the 22nd verse. He says, Yothu manan, to whom we are going to fight. Aveche, I want to see, I want to understand with whom I should be fighting. Once again, he repeats that same point. So he tells, just aham, I, ye means to do with those who, ete means these, atra means here, samagata means gathered. Those who are gathered with whom I should be fighting. Then, Tharta Rashtrasya Durbuddhe. the sons of Dhritarashtra, Durbuddhe means they're clouded their intellect with bad thoughts. So those who are assembled with Dhartarashtra, the sons of Dhartarashtra, those who are their intellect and mind is clouded with bad thoughts, with whom I should fight with. So this is what Arjuna said. Then, yeah, that is what is Dhartarashtrasya Durbuddhe Dushte means Yuthe Priya Chikirshavah. So let's see the symbolic meanings. So this is the meaning. So the theme here is, who is Arjuna represented by? Self-control. So whenever we are facing a situation, multiple competing thoughts comes to my mind. Some thoughts, say, I told you this example in the Vedanta class. When a cow sees a green field, what it does? It just go and eat. Did it think for a moment that it is wrong? When a lion sees a beautiful rabbit feeding her child, does it think that if I kill that mother rabbit, that the son become orphan?
For it's just food.
Any court is going to give a punishment to that lion for killing that rabbit. The cow will recognize only green. Anything green, it will go and eat. So the choice, when a situation is presented to you, the number of choice an animal needs to make is very minimal, and it is already programmed by the nature. If you don't believe in God, just say that the nature programmed. So with that program, it will go and execute. That's it. Whereas the human being, whenever a given situation is presented, I have 15 choices. Forget 15, I have 1500 choices. I told you one example the other day. One guy was about to go to work, $1,500 suit, and wife spilled the coffee on that suit. He gets completely upset. Whereas he went to the work, his boss, the CEO, was there in a meeting, and by mistake the CEO spilled the coffee into his suit. Would that response be the same? Why? You have the choices. Out of the choices, out of the possibilities in front of you, I would not say choice, like possibilities. In front of you, you have multiple possibilities to execute an action. And what action you select, it is completely in your hand. Whereas for an animal or that choice or that possibility is not there. Some human being also don't have that possibility. Some people, if you press a button, they don't realize where they are. Correct? We had a teacher. So if you utter a particular word, he gets mad. Whatever he will forget where he is, he will shout and he will use all the foul words. So all the kids, what they do in the college, they create that situation somehow every day. So he forgets the dignity of a teacher and behaves. So we say that some human beings are very close to animals, at least certain behaviors. So the maturity of a human being is his ability to suspend what he feels to do and do what he needs to do. If you study neuroscience, there is one region in your brain which is called basal ganglia. You can Google it. It is that area you need to develop this skill. So if somebody don't know that, that means that region of the brain is not fully developed. But how to develop it? It is in my hand. So you will be wondering, later point of time, Geeta is going to give you a few techniques to develop that. Krishna tells, how can you put a break between your stimulus and response? So now let's come back to this point. There is a battle that is happening inside me. The CEO put the coffee on my suit. The beast in me is going to tell what? Go and hit him. A little bit more cultured beast in me is going to say that don't hit him because I may go to jail. At least verbally hit him. a family man in me just realized I have to send my kid to college next year. Correct? Put a break. So what I'm saying is, the self-control is playing there. My passions are playing. My ego is playing. My instincts are playing. So who is going to win? That is going to come out. So Arjuna is there. Duryodhana is there. Bhima is there. Everybody is competing this war. So in this particular case, what we are trying to do, I'm trying to develop my self-control. I don't want to instinctively react. I want to consciously react. So that's what Arjuna and Krishna represents. We saw that. So Arjuna wants to know, in this battle, who am I need to fight? My ego, my animal instinct. So the first thing the self-control needs to know is, the self-control needs to understand with whom I am fighting. Isn't it? So that's what it is. So the theme is self-control's wish to see what are all the emotions and thoughts guiding me. Now, after this 7-8 session, the 9th session is for exercises, right? I'm going to give you a few exercises to develop this self-control. So one thing you have to do is, tomorrow, don't think that when you are in a situation you will get it. What you'll have to do is, after the situation, you can go and see what exactly is driving me crazy. Use the 80-20 rule. You will see that 80% of your craziness is driven by 20% of the trigger. And if you get and address that 20% of the trigger, you will see yourself as a better human being. When you become better, right, what is going to happen?
Most of the time it's better.
Yeah, and other people also start behaving better. If I shout, if I bark at somebody, they will also bark at me. So when I become cultured, what is going to happen? Other people also started. So typically what I do, I try to change everybody else. And I try to keep myself, right? I told you the story. Remember that story? I'll repeat that story once again. There was a naughty child. This child won't sit quiet for 5 minutes any place. And one day, Sunday afternoon, the dad was doing some nap. This child was constantly nagging him. All of us know that, right? Exactly the moment you feel between sleep and waking, that time they'll come and pick you up. I don't know how they know this art. So he said, what to do? What can I give to engage this fellow for some time? So he saw a map of United States or India. Let's say this happened in India. So he asked the child to take the map of India, cut all the different states into pieces, and he shuffled it, and he said, okay, come back with a correct India. I need to know Kashmir should be exactly Kashmir, Kerala should be exactly Kerala, Bengal should be exactly Bengal, and Maharashtra should be exactly Maharashtra. And in between, Tamil Nadu and Andhra, Orissa, everything should be exactly the same. He said, I have good 2 hours to nap. 5 minutes, the child woke him up. Dad got really mad. What is happening here? Didn't I tell you to do something? He said, I did it. Gave the map. Exact India. Precisely Tamil Nadu is where Tamil Nadu is. Kashmir is Kashmir. Ladakh, everything is perfect. Even the Pak-occupied Kashmir is also properly there in India's map. Perfect. Nothing to blame. The father said, oh my God, your geography teacher, I should come and give him some award. He said, it is the worst teacher and worst subject. Then how did you manage? He said, turn the other side. The other side had a picture of Amitabh Bachchan. What the child did was, he put the Amitabh Bachchan's eye properly, ear properly, everything. So when he fixed Amitabh Bachchan, what happened? India fixed. So if you fix yourself, what is going to happen? Then think of this as one picture. One side is me, the other side is world. I complain that my wife is bad, the boss is bad. The other day I was sitting with one person. This is no joke. He initially started blaming his job. Then he started blaming his boss. Then he started blaming his children, parents. Everybody is bad. I was thinking in my head, who is right in between? So as per him, he is the only right person. So this is what happens. This is the challenge. So here Krishna asking us, look at what is happening in me. And when you fix myself, everything else is going to change. So Arjuna wants to know what is happening. So let's see. See, you have to see this picture. Don't read Arjuna looked at where Bhishma looked at the here. X blew this conch, Y blew another conch. It won't help us at all. Okay? So self-control has the ability to control all the impulses, emotions, behavior, everything. I want to make my ring 100%, but typically I won't do it. Why? Who is pulling me down? My attachments, my longing to watch TV is pushing me away from my goal of doing the exercise. Correct? So I wanted to see what exactly is, I need to do this exercise, otherwise my blood pressure is going up. My sugar is about to touch the diabetes, right? Cholesterol is coming up. And there is a system given. When the alarm comes in, I will shut it down. So my own impulses, my own emotions, I will find an excuse also. We'll see later. For everything I do, I find an excuse. Creative excuses. My God. So when self-control is guided by the spiritual wisdom, it has the ability to control everything. And in this verse, self-control would like to know with whom I need to fight. In the battle within, I need to know with whom I am fighting. This is a meditation we are going to do later. This meditation technique needs to identify. I don't think you have to identify all the Kauravas and eliminate. As I said, like, let's follow the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule is so popular. Everybody knows the history of 80-20 rule, right? Who created this 80-20 rule, by the way? Whoever did the project management exam, they might have studied this, right?
Yeah.
Pareto. So how this happened? Pareto was an Italian management professional. He saw the tax system was, right now, if your salary is this bracket, you pay more. So he saw, if the government collect taxes from that higher bracket, most of the revenues are coming from there. So that's how his 80-20 rule was created. So powerful in management. And then multiple versions of 80-20 rules are there, right? Within the 80-20, there is another 80-20. If you want to really prioritize, do the 80-20 and then take the 20% of the top 20. That is going to give you immediate results. So this is there in the marketing or management theory. This is very popular. Whoever in the management profession must know or should know this theory. So we'll follow the same. Okay. So now the self-control is ready to charge. Arjuna is ready to charge. Remember? Pravrutte shastra sambhade dhanirudyamya pandavaha. He was ready to fight. He lifted his bow, about to fight, about to charge. With whom? The negative emotions, the negative thoughts, the impulses and other emotions or thoughts that is driving me from the path of dharma. What is dharma? Don't tell religion anymore. Please. Dharma means
Being in harmony with nature.
nature, or see, being in harmony with what it is. If it is body, don't abuse the body. What is the dharma of the body? Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya dharmasu, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. Appropriate food, quality, quantity, mixed, the balance, timing. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, verse 17. Please by heart this verse. Please by heart this verse. Nobody has introduced wellness before that. The Google obesity. When the obesity was officially detected and treated, 50 years back, let's give some grace, 200 years back. This verse is 5,000 years back. Yuktahara viharasya. Recreation. You have to do a little bit of recreation. Don't say that I'm a serious person, I don't laugh. Some people were like that in the olden generation. If you laugh, you are considered as a... Have you seen that in Kerala? Right?
Absolutely.
And if the father comes to the house, The whole house goes
Quite.
quiet, as if a tiger comes in. So, yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshta, your activity of the body. The body cannot kept idle. It is designed for certain amount of activity. So, I'm a software engineer. So, I come in the evening and say that I worked 8 hours. Your body needs effort. So, appropriate. Don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. Then, your work. You are a multimillionaire. I don't do any work. No, you have to do a little bit of work. Yukta sopnava bodhasya. You have to sleep enough time. You have to wake up at appropriate time. I sleep one day 4 o'clock, next day 10 o'clock, third day 3 o'clock. No, your sleeping has to be regulated and follow a pattern. Can you imagine that? And if you don't follow that, you are violating the dharma. So Arjuna wants to know who are all violating the known dharma. The basic dharma is common sense. We saw that. I don't want to get hurt, so I should not hurt anybody. I don't want to get cheated, so you don't need any religion, right? You need only this much. That is why Tirukkural said what? Dharmam thalai kaku. Dharma will protect your head. It will keep the head where it is. Sanskrit it is said that dharmo rachati rachitaha. Those who protect dharma. If I protect my body dharma, they say, right? If you don't give time for your health, it will demand time from you. It will put you in the hospital. It will take time from you. So this is important. So here Arjuna wants to know who are all we need to fight. So then what? See, the self-control, psychology tells me, the self-control, it's a holistic thing. Don't say that I'm controlling only my words. I'm going to give you one book later. I'll show you the picture also. Modern psychology tells this holistic control is extremely must have for your well-being. So that's very important. So what Arjuna is trying to do, the self-control is going to do is absolutely, I'll give you a 2-3 psychology book. It will tell us that if you want to improve yourself as a human being, if you want to improve your efficiency, if you want to improve your state of wellness, the first thing you need to develop is your self-control. And first thing in the self-control is what? I spoke about one book called Emotional Intelligence More Than IQ. I think somebody had put that book also. So in that book, what is the first step they are telling? Awareness. Self-awareness followed by self-control. Read that book and read these verses. It's exactly the same. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you. I just wanted to tell you take 1 second and tell you that don't think that this is exclusive to Geeta. If you go to any book, any scriptures, you will see the same message. So I just pulled this from Dhammapada. Dhammapada is what? Buddhist scripture. So Dhammapada is, Buddha tells one statement. It appealed to me a lot. So he tells the mind is very hard to see. Your own mind is very hard to see for you, right? And if it fails on what it wants, one who is wise should guard the mind. Look at the sentence. A guarded mind bring happiness. This is what Buddha is teaching. And he illustrates that with a story. Buddha's teachings are always like that. If you look at Dhamma, Dhamma means dharma. Dhamma is Buddha spoke in which language, by the way? Pali. Pali. Dhamma in Pali means dharma in other language. That's it. So the path of dharma is what is Buddhistic scripture. So I just wanted, in between I'll pull in some of the other scriptures and tells you that how they are aligned. If you don't see the problem, they are aligned, it is our problem. Don't blame anybody. Okay. So that's what we saw. So summary, we saw that Arjuna was ready to fight. Hopefully the link will work.
Sanjaya Uvacha एवमुक्तो हृषीकेशः गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमं भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति तत्रापश्यत् स्थितान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान्.
So what we are going to see is the next 4 verses. So Sanjaya reports. Okay. So he tells, Eva mukto rishikeshaha gutha keshena bharata senayor ubhayor madhye swapayitva rathotva. So Sanjaya said, Evam. Evam means what? Thus. Uktva. Uktva means what? It's very similar to Vacha. Spoke. Evam uktva Rishikesha. Who is Rishikesha? Krishna. So Arjuna said, Evam ukto Rishikesha Gudakeshena Bharata. Gudakesha. Who is Gudakesha? Arjuna. So after saying this to Krishna by Gudakesha, Arjuna spoke these words to Krishna. What did he say? Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Echyuta. After spoken these words by Arjuna to Krishna. But remember the word used by Gudakesha or Vyasa here? Earlier it was Kapithoja. Kapithoja means one who can be as strong as Hanuman, as focused as Hanuman, at the very same time, who has the probability of failing also. Now Gudakesha. Gudakesha means Gudakana Isha. Gudaka means sleep. One of Arjuna's name is Gudakesha. One who, Isha means master. One who mastered the sleep. A professional has to be mastering the sleep. Correct? He needs to work. If he needs to work, he has to master the sleep. Sleep here represents not the physical sleep alone. The sleep here represents all the tamasic activity, all that can make you away from the goal. Arjuna, once he is determined, he can conquer anybody. As per Purana, he had even fought with Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was so pleased. At least he was able to face with Lord Shiva. Of course, nobody can touch Lord Shiva. That's a different matter. But Arjuna gave him a good fight. He was called by Indra to support the wars. He was a master of all warfare. So I would translate in a modern term, a pakka professional, Arjuna, Gudakesha. A person, because remember, the problem going to address the Gita is even such a professional this problem is applicable. That is why that word is used. So Arjuna and Krishna are used by 2 different words. Krishna is used as not as a professional. He said one who has control over his mind. Rishikesha, control over the sense organs. Whereas Arjuna is used a pakka professional. That's one with IQ, one with EI in modern terminology. Krishna and Arjuna. So, Evam Uktva Rishikesha Gudakeshena Bharata. Eshena means by Gudakesha. O Bharata. Bharata means Sanjaya is telling this to Dhritarashtra. And then Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. In the middle of 2 armies. Sthapayistva Rathottamam. The best chariot. We already saw Mahati Sandana, that best chariot. Krishna put that 2 chariot exactly in the middle of 2 armies. Here Krishna did a trick. Krishna could have placed the chariot in front of, say, Duryodhana. or anybody with whom Arjuna don't have any emotional dependency. He put the chariot exactly in front of Bhishma and Drona and all those people where Arjuna has emotional dependency. That's why we have the Gita. Otherwise, we would not have had the Gita from a story perspective. Okay, that's not matter here, but that's sideways. Okay, so Stwapayitva Rathottama, and whom he saw, Bhishma Drona Pramukataha. He saw Bhishma and Drona, etc. Sarvesham cha mahitchita. Vacha partha pashyaitan. Samavetan kurunidhi. So Krishna spoke. Samavetan kurunidhi. Okay, see all these battles of Kuru. So let's see the meaning, word by word meaning, and then we will go. It's very interesting. So he said like Bhishma Drona Pramukatha, Bhishma, Drona and other prominent people, etc. Then Sarvesham, of all. Cha Mahitchita. Mahitchita means other prominent. Mahi means Bhumi, earth. Mahi means the rulers. Chiti means Bhumi. So the rulers of the earth, other prominent kings. Uvacha Partha Pashyaitan. Pashya means see. Etan means these. Samavetan means assembled. See these people assembled here. Krishna said. This is the only word spoken by Krishna in the first chapter. One more thing, you will see. Now Arjuna is going to start a big lecture. And all that lecture, Krishna won't even interrupt him. Not even one time. He just patiently listened to the other person. In modern parlance, you won't see that. People interrupt, right? Right from the television discussion to the real life, you will see people doing that. So, Uvacha Pashya Samavetan Guruniti. And then what is going to happen? Tatra Pashyastitan Partha Pitrunata Pitamahan Acharyan Matulan Pratar Putran Pautran Sakhim Stada Shushuran Suhrudai Chaiva Senayo Rupayorapi Tan Tamichasas Kaunteya Sarwan Banthun Avastitan. Tatra means there. So what happened? Krishna placed the chariot between both the armies and he said, now you see all the people. So Arjuna started looking at that. Then Apashyasta, to see. Stitan, those who stand there. Arjuna saw the people who stood there. Who are they? Arjuna saw somebody. Now the point is what? Who he saw. That is what is enumerated in the next 3 lines. That's it. So he say, who he saw there. First one is Partha, another name of Arjuna. So somebody saw somebody. Partha saw somebody. Partha is Arjuna. Partha means, literal meaning is son of Pritha. Pritha means Kunti. Kunti's son. On a larger scale, Prithvi means earth, son of earth also. So Partha saw. Pitur. Pitur means father-like figures. Father-like figures. Then Pitur Atha. Then Pitamaha. Grandfathers. Bhishma was a grandfather. Then Acharya. Teachers. Matulan. Uncles. Putran. Like son-like people. Duryodhana's son is, of course, Arjuna's son-like person, right? Putran, Pautran, grandsons, like those who have the stature of grandson. Sakhin, Sakha. Sakha means friend. Tatha. Also, Shushuran, father-in-laws. People means like father-in-law. Suhrit. Suhrit means again friend. There is a slight difference. We'll see that later. Sukrita, Senayor Upayorapi. He saw, then he just turned the other side. He saw the same scene there. Both the sides he see. This is not a Genghis Khan coming and attacking India. Like when Ibrahim Lodi was fighting with Babur. That was a completely battle of, Rana Sanga was fighting with Babur. It was a battle between two different armies. He didn't have to do anything. You all know that, right? Rana Sanga versus Babur, that war that turned the face of India. This Rana Sanga has one weakness. That is what killed him. Never ever a leader should go and jump into the front, right? The leader should be staying and leading everybody. Rana Sanga has wonderful battle, but he has a really bad habit. Upon excitement, he will just jump out and he will go like a warrior. So Babur already planned for this. So when the battle happened, Rana Sanga just jumped from his elephant and jumped into the Mughal army, and he was killed. So one weakness is good enough in a big strategic battle. That's why I was just telling that example. So there is a famous verse in Vivek Chudamani. We'll see that later. So he said, so he saw all these people, and then on both sides of the army, this is a civil war. It's not a war with two enemies. It is a civil war. So civil war means it's a problem. Then tan samichyasya kaunteya sarvan bandhun avastita. He saw everybody in both the armies are relatives. So now let's see. So this is the word meaning is clear, right? Arjuna, Krishna put the chariot in the middle of both the armies, and he said, see, that's what he said. And he used a word. See all the Kurus, your own relatives. He didn't say that you are enemies. So he said, and Arjuna just scanned through that. He saw Pita means grandfather, uncle, father-in-law, brother-in-law, brothers, friends, everywhere. And he just turned around. He saw both armies are ready to fight, and these are completely relatives. This point is correct. Arjuna is correct. So we'll see what exactly we are talking here. Because some of the Western readers, without understanding why Geeta, war is only a backdrop for the Geeta. They don't understand that. So some people criticize Geeta. So we'll see that later. So self-control, right? In the previous verse we saw, self-control has to control so many emotions and thoughts. My attachment to sleep, my liking for fried food, my liking to go and sleep instead of going and study for the 15-page certification. I see they are very dear and near to me. That's a symbolic word.
Yes.
So when I try to identify, earlier I said 80-20 rule, identify the trigger that kills you. And when you try to identify the trigger, you will see. You may think for a moment. Should I give up all the sugar and salt and live like a cattle for 5 more years? Then they become philosophers. They will say that 5 more years is nothing to me. Right? Why? I see these tendencies and forces that I need to control. They are not my enemies. I feel complete with these little bit of passions and 1 drink or 2 drink or in between this weakness. It could be as simple as this, or it could be as worse as some including extramarital affairs, and I don't want to go there, but some passions which those who go for these type of extramarital affairs and immoral activities, that activities are dear to them. They feel happy. When I try to cut that off, and people always give good explanation. In olden India, right, I know one person who was part of this anti-liquor movement started by Gandhiji. In Kerala, we had one professor called MP Manmathan, right? He was very popular in controlling these liquors usage. So I know one person in our place, he started preaching to everybody, don't drink, don't drink. So one day, one drunken gave him a lecture. At the end of the lecture, this guy thought that, okay, let me try once. They will explain you so nicely that I may think, why don't I try once? That's because, why? What I am controlling is, my friend, something that is dear to me. So Arjuna's struggle is, it is not that I am controlling an emotion or a thought which I can easily control. I feel that without that salt, without that sugar, my coffee how I can drink. People from Tamil Nadu knows, right? How much they love the coffee. So, because they can skip their meals, but they cannot skip the coffee. Why is that? Like, it's so addicted, right? And then they actually, when you travel from India, like, look at these parents traveling. The air hostess will come and ask them for a coffee. First time come, means I saw a couple of times. They think that you get that Tamil Nadu filter coffee. Then one time I saw this is so funny, like the air hostess asking, how much sugar you need, 1 or 2? This guy got completely confused. I need of sugar. He thought 2 cubes. These things happens. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm controlling is not something I can easily cut off from my life. So that's the point. So the first step is monitor. I monitored. So when I monitored, what happened? The frustration, jealousy, all these things are there. But I cannot remove that. I am frustrated because I'm not getting what I need to get. It is natural. And everything I am trying to control, it's not easy to cut that away from my life. So that they are relatives. So, and this sight Arjuna saw was, enemy of self-control are not external forces, but the thoughts and emotions that are very dear and near to me. Please, you have to study Gita this way. Otherwise, they say, what is the problem for Arjuna? They can easily shoot that down, right, Duryodhana? That's easy. So then, they are part and parcel of my own personality. That's why I told that coffee example. Some people get headache if they don't drink that coffee. So, some people, if they don't drink, they get that. Have you seen the addicted drunkards? Oh my God.
Smokers too.
Smokers. Yeah. So, we may find ourselves incomplete without these thoughts, habits and emotions. Can't you relate with this? This is extremely, extremely important. Okay. So, this is the site. So, I'm trying to control all these things. When I control all these things, I don't want to change that channel. Smoking, as you said. Cards. Have you seen the card addicts?
Yeah.
Hostels. 4 days, 5 days, people sit with cards. Junk food. So there is something called intermittent fasting. If you haven't tried, try it. It's extremely useful. Dr. Nick's YouTube channel, you can subscribe. It is really good, by the way. So in that intermittent fasting, means they give you, it's very, very good for your health. If you haven't tried it, I'll do one talk on that later in our Vedanta Series. Exceptionally good. It's good for your immune system. It is good for your sleep. It is good for everything. So what I'm saying is a different thing. A lot of people subscribe to this intermittent fasting. How do you break the fast? You have to do with a soup, something that can be easily digested. Most of the people will go to a double open burger and do that. The whole benefit of doing that intermittent fasting is gone. And kids, Toys. Now I should have replaced it with Snapchat or what is that? Instagram or
You keep a phone there.
yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah, iPhone is good enough. Or a phone. What is that game they play? The new trend?
PUBG,
Yeah, PUBG is there. Then
Fortnite.
Fortnite?
Fortnite.
Oh my God, so much addicted.
I played.
You play too. Grown up kid. Right. See, that's what happens. Money, attachment for money, everything. Laziness. So I'm trying to control all this with that one remote, Arjuna. How easy it is. So that's what it is. So this is what it is. So the confusion is, some of these influences would have developed by the influence of the family. In India, there is a concept, right? The more they love you, the more they feed you. So some of this would have got from there, and some of them would have been imparted by the society, and some of them might be developed by my own interpretation. So how can I eliminate them? These are all me. Some people say that if I remove all these things, I am dead. That's it. So we are done. So this is one book you can read, Multiple Minds. So multiple minds means your mind is not a monolithic mind. So this mind means, it says your mind is developed by multiple thoughts and feelings. So you might be an extremely good person on one side, but the other side might be completely wrong. So this is a very good book. So this is very much connected with this thought. So this is the exact book. Okay, the slide is also there. You don't have to write it. We can download the slide. It is there. So that's it. So I know I'm taking 3 more minutes extra. So the last name is Krishna's name. The third name used is Achyuta. Achyuta means it comes 318th name of the Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama has 1000 names. All these names comes there. It means what? Chuti means what? Decay. Achyuta means one who never decays. So one who never loses his inherent nature and powers. That is one meaning. Second one is one without the 6 transformations. Every living being is supposed to have 6 transformations. They call Asti, Jayate, Varthate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Pranashyate. Take a human being. When he or she is conceived in the womb, existence started. Asti. Jayate, from the womb, when you born to the world. That is Jayate. Varthate means growing. Up to certain age you will grow. Jayate Varthate. Viparinamate. At certain age you will mature and a metamorphosis happens in the body. That is Viparinamate. Apakshiyate, what happens? You started growing down, right? You started reading this and you have to grow, put it till how much you can stretch, you will stretch. After that, the glasses will come. That sign, you know that it is growing down. Then finally, Pranashyati, end. So 6-fold modification is there for every being. And the one who is not conditioned by that modification is Achyuta. In other words, if I mathematically say that, differentiate with respect to time is 0. Calculus terms. Okay? Then one who never fallen. So his knowledge is never impacted. Pure. That is Achyuta. That is the meaning. All these names are so beautiful. Krishna's name. That's why I'm just explaining. So by the time we complete Geeta, you'll see 100+ names. You'll see. Okay, so that's what it is. So I put some quotes. We don't have to go through that. But these quotes are so wonderful. I would just quote that Helen Keller. Keep your face on the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. This is very important. You have, because this shadow and sunshine is there in your mind. Helen Keller is known because she's blind. So, Vivekananda's quote, we are shaped by our thought, means Buddha says becomes what we think. All these quotes are relevant. This is just for contemplation. Okay, so